Greetings and welcome back to the series of Jediism 101. In our last video, we discussed what Jedi realism is, and as a recap, Jedi realism is a more modern philosophy, belief system, not a religion, taking the philosophies and belief systems and practices from the Jedi of fiction, be that the movies, the shows, or the three bookshelves worth of books that I have behind me, and trying to apply them into a more modern, real live lifestyle. Some of this is easier to do than others, but it's what we do. It's the best we can. We do the best we can with it, and what a big thing is we acknowledge our mistakes and we figure out how to fix them, and then we just keep marching forward. Because this is how do you gain wisdom? Well, do a lot of unwise things and learn from them. That's unfortunately how you do it. So you learn as you go, and that's the idea. So today I'm going to start with the Jedi Code. I'm not going to do the whole thing. There is 8 lines of it in total if you use the expanded code. The Orthodox code that we see the most in books and such is the 4-line one. And that's the common one used, but there are 3 additional lines that I personally like to use. Out there are also several other codes of Jediism that I have seen. Each one pretty much says the same thing, slightly nuanced differences between them. But today we are going to start with the first line of the Orthodox Jedi Code. Now, the first line of this is, and you've probably seen this everywhere, and no, it is not there, do or do not, there is no try. That is Master Yoda's thing. He's not wrong in that. We will get to that wonderful phrase later down the line. Today, like I said, we're going to start with the Orthodox Jedi Code. The first line of this is, there is no emotion, there is peace. This line has commonly misconstrued in teachings and from people learning it. A lot of people look at the line and they figure, okay, just cut emotion completely out of it and just do everything with cold logic as automatons going through the world. Well, first off, we're human beings. We are not born without emotions. We have tons of them. The main thing of this line is telling us is that we don't let emotion rule us. In this case here, I can be angry, but the anger is not me. I can be joyous, but in most things there still has to be moderation. The main thing that Jedi practice is balance. Understanding that both sides of the emotions, the darker ones, anger, hatred, fear, all that kind of stuff, has its balance with happiness and love and courage. It each works together. But when you look at the line one way or the other, you don't want to stray too far either direction. Either direction can cause, too much anger can cause destruction. Too much happiness, you look at the world through rose-colored glasses, and that's not healthy either, because then we get into denial of what's really out there. So when Jedi learn this one, this is the reason it's the first line of the code. It's often the hardest one to do, and basically the main thing is making sure that we are in control of our emotions and they do not control us. I can't tell you the number of times that I have personally failed in this remark. I can also truly not tell you the number of times where I have controlled my emotions so well that I've become passive, way too passive, whereas people around me don't think I take any joy, anything. You can say this looks like depression, you can say it just likes morbidity or moroseness. And, what I thought was practicing control really was an overcorrection. So the main thing is to let that anger happen. Let that drive you, but don't let that be the only thing that adds fuel to the fire. Need to have reason behind it and ways of going about it going forward. It's not easy to do. And we're going to get into that one a little later on. But the main thing is focus on this one line. And if you guys want to do any type of homework, and you can leave this in the comments if you really want, is look at a situation that you were in where your emotions got the better of you. Now, I'm not talking about a funeral. Your emotions are going to get the better of you at a funeral, especially if someone close to you. Same thing at a wedding. You're going to be happy beyond belief. That's great. You can visit the extremes, but you can't live there. That's striving for a happy middle. This is when you look at the Jedi in the books and the movies, Anakin specifically, because he was taken in older, he was never taught from birth how to contain his emotions. So when he faced an emotion that he didn't recognize, he didn't know how to deal with it. He didn't. And that's what caused harm. A lot of Jedi in the books and movies and such is the exact reason they fell. They came across an emotion that they didn't know how to deal with, and all the masters could do is said, well, just shove it down there and ignore it. Well, you know what happens when you put too much stuff in a bottle? And that's not good. So if you can, take some time today, tonight, later, whatever, and kind of think about some situations that you could have handled differently and most likely better had you not let your emotions get the better of you. And then going forward, take a look at those emotions a little bit more and see where your control can really lay. Like I said, the line isn't telling you can't have emotions. The line means taking a look at those emotions and making sure you're in control of them and using them to propel you versus them using you to propel forward. It's weird, it's nuanced, it's really difficult, and that's why it's the first line we learn. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go with that today. If you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the comments. I'll be happy to answer as best I can, or with as many digits as the comments allow me to type. But I'll let you go with that. Folks, it's a really chaotic world out there right now, and honestly, the best we can do is keep our own control. Might not be able to control others, but we can control ourselves. And that is what no emotion, there is peace really means. Guys, have a good time zone wherever you happen to be, and may the Force be with you.